Tired of the constant stress, manipulation, your co-parents? I have been there. In this video, I'll show you handle a toxic co-parent with grace, strength, strategy, protecting your peace and your child. Hi everyone. If your co-parent's experience feels more toxic, this is your safe space. And I have got tools that work. I've been a co-parent for 10 years now, and at the beginning it was not an easy journey. But thanks to God and all the strategies that I learned through the wisdom of God, I've been enjoying my co-parent's journey. First thing first, you need to recognize the toxic patterns. So maybe your co-parent is very manipulative, playing mind games, always hot and cold, mood swings, always using the child against you, start pointing fingers, and the worst of it all is undermining your parenting. That can be it's so difficult. It's so difficult when you're dealing with a toxic parent. However, awareness is power. You need to recognize the signs, because if you don't know the signs, you're not going to be able to put strategies in place in order for you to give your child the best, and also for you to be in a very, I would say, healthy state of mind. You need to be able to be aware of these signs so that you can be mentally capable and also mentally ready to go through this journey, and always putting your child first. Please don't think that you're overreacting. The minute you recognize these signs, and then secondly, you can be able now to do what I call emotionally detached. What do I mean by that? Do not engage in any form of emotional tug of war. Toxic person, that's what they want. They want you to always be, each other, getting out the daggers, doing stuff that is not right, to just irritate you, to just drive you crazy. You know what you're supposed to do and you will not do it. Picking up the kids on time, you will not do. Come and collect the child for this as you've planned, you will not show up. Always making you look like a bad parent. So that's why it's very important. Once you have also recognize the sign, you need to be able to be emotionally detached so that they don't draw you into that space of always being negative and also exchanging words. You don't need that. It's really good for you to respond and not react. Do not react to them. Whatever they come at you, whatever they come with, try to just stay calm. Try to just keep your cool. Stay grounded. Stay grounded and don't allow anyone to put you in a wrong state of mind or in those funny mental states where you're really stressed and you're not able or capable enough to look after your child mentally. It's always when you're dealing with a co-parent situation, I usually attack it like a business. I think business focus. I focus like I put my business hat on. I've been a child, I've been a director for 15 years. So I tend to actually just be focused and handle it in a business and professional manner. At this stage, being silent is your power. Because when you're in that tug of war of always exchanging SMSs, going at each other, no, keep silence. That is your power. When you stay silent and then you stay calm, you always try to ensure that you comport yourself. Don't drag down to where they want you to go. They will always try to push you. I remember so many times. For me, I was a toxic one. I was really angry coming out of the relationship, and I had so many mixed feelings. I was not having it. And one thing I learned from him at those times, if we were not saved at that time, he was always calm. He did not follow me with he did not allow back and forth SMSs or phone calls. The minute I want to start getting into that funny space, he will just put the phone, he will not rudely put down the phone. He will just say, let's talk later. I think we can go back to the situation. later on. Let's go and have a breather and let's revisit this situation. And for me, that will make me actually more angry. But for him, it was a very good way of diffusing the moment between us. Only along the journey when I gave my life to Christ, it was totally different. And I started looking back and seeing how my behavior was like, wow, it was really awful. But since that transformation, that way of life, that renewal of life, it has given me a brand new way of doing things, a brand new way of me handling my co-parenting journey. What works for me as well, we always set boundaries and use clear communication. You want the child, whoever is going to be having any given time, you need to ensure that you communicate clearly, respectfully, you know each other's boundaries, you don't go across, you don't badmouth the next person inside the same. You don't badmouth. You know when you're angry, you just want to be coming out with all kind of nonsense. That is not allowed. That is not, just avoid that. It doesn't grow good fruits in your child or your children, because they've seen you always reacting so, in that manner. And if you're the toxic one, please, I pray that God change you. I pray that you actually get your healing in terms of your heart, whatever is causing you the hurt. We pray that God really, really give you a peace of mind, because only when you receive that you started enjoying this co-parenting and start co-parenting peacefully. And it's always good when you're in a co-parenting, if you're dealing with somebody who is very toxic, always in that very negative mood all the time, try to be brief. Don't go into lengthy conversation, because when you go into lengthy conversation, he or she is going to be irritated by something that you say, and that will spark up an argument. And once you spark up an argument, that's it. Everything is destroyed. Everything, you go back to ground zero. And if you've already come to level 2, no back, you're going back. So it's really good for you to just focus on your parenting time and your decisions that you're making as well. Focus on those times. And finally, always prioritize your child and get support if you need it. Get support. You can get support from family members. You can go to counseling, conflict resolution, whatever support is needed out there. If you need it, you cannot do this alone. You don't have to be a superwoman, a superman. No. Ask for support, because the most important thing is not you or your co-parent, it's about the child. You need to be in a healthy position for you to give the best parenting to your child. And by doing that, you're shielding your child from conflict. You're protecting the type of environment your child is being brought into. It's important for you to seek some form of therapy. Maybe you can talk to your pastors, you talk to your religious leaders, go and seek for help, but don't think that you can be able to do it alone. You may not be able to do it alone. And seeking for help doesn't make you weak. No, don't think because if I go to ask for help, even to my family members, I'll be labeled as somebody who is sick. No, or somebody who needs help. No, you're doing the right thing because you're thinking about your child. You want to make the best out of this new situation that you find yourself called co-parenting. And you're being wise. That is a wise thing to do. If you're thinking, maybe within yourself, you're thinking, no, I don't want to do it, people will laugh at me, or people will think I'm not able to cope. Now you're not being wise, because you need to stand up and say, no, I need to make this work because for my child. You don't need their cooperation to create peace. You do not need the cooperation of a toxic co-parent to create peace. You can be the peace for your child. You need clarity. You need strategy. And you need support. If this video has helped you, please don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe into my community where we talk about all things faith, everything HR and career development, and all things parenting and co. co-parenting. It's been really good having you here today, and I just pray that your co-parenting journey will be a very impactful one on your child and also on your relationship as well. Don't forget to share what type of toxic co-parents you've been, if you've been in that situation. Share so that we can all learn and see how we can best help each other. Till then, stay blessed and stay inspired. Bye.